Welcome to Liberate Your Life podcast, Expand Your Awareness. This is a space where we come together to share Ayurvedic wisdom, spiritual inquiry, and holistic practices for embracing your authentic self. Explore healing, nourishment, and thriving through diverse methods and shared experiences. This podcast aims to inspire a journey inward, helping you discover your authentic self and live your highest potential. I'm your host, Melinda Fletcher, and I am here to serve your transformation. Liberation is the realization of your highest potential, an awakening to consciousness without the constraints of conditioning, stories, and imprints. I've dedicated my life to exploring true freedom through embodied joy and spiritual harmony. This is the essence I bring to this podcast, a profound reverence for our human nature and an unwavering trust in our ability to access our true nature. Let's dive in and explore the psyche, spirit, and ultimate freedom on Liberate Your Life podcast. Hello, and welcome to Liberate Your Life podcast, episode 33, Unplug, Reconnect, and Thrive. Ayurvedic wisdom for healing in a digital world. In this episode, we dive into Ayurveda's timeless wisdom for finding inner balance and healing in a fast-paced, technologically driven world. Ayurveda, which translates to the science of life in Sanskrit, is a holistic healing system from India. It offers profound insight into the interconnectedness of life and guides us on harmonizing our being with nature. By understanding our unique constitution and aligning with the natural rhythms, Ayurveda provides a path to balance, well-being, and spiritual harmony. In today's hyper-connected world, we are bombarded with a constant stream of information through digital technology. This unending exposure can leave us feeling overwhelmed, disconnected, and out of balance. Ayurveda emphasizes the vital importance of unplugging, connecting with nature, and finding stillness within. We explore the significance of detaching from the digital world, embracing solitude, and nurturing our senses as a means to attain overall well-being and true happiness. In this episode, we explore the impact of sensory overstimulation. Our senses are definitely being bombarded by a constant flow of information. Through the screens, advertisements, news, and social media, we are exposed to an endless array of stimulus. This sensory overstimulation can lead to heightened stress, anxiety, and a sense of disconnection with our inner selves. This episode discusses how this constant exposure disrupts our nervous system, leading to imbalances in digestion, immune function, and sleep patterns. In Ayurveda, one of the pillars of health is called ahara, which is food. And this food is not just what we ingest as far as material food through our mouths, but it's what we ingest through all of our senses. So what we hear, what we see, what we smell, what we feel, what we taste. And all of this that we are ingesting influences our mind, our body, our psyche, our soul. It influences our nervous system, our digestion. And when we say like we are what we eat, we are what we intake. We are the information that we intake. We are the stimulation, the aggravation, all of these impulses. We're filtering through our system, and our brains are trying to understand it and organize it. Our bodies are trying to live with it and embody it in our tissues. Our digestion is trying to break it down and assimilate it. So we really want to look at what are we ingesting, ahara, through our senses. How is this affecting our psyche and soul? What tissues is that creating? What thoughts is that creating? And we also want to look at like everything is rigged to have us constantly addicted to the external environment, because if we need what the outside world has for us, we consume, we're aggravated, we're like constantly plugged into the impulses and the stimulation and the overload of information. And through that information, basically what they're doing is all this information is influencing how we think about ourselves, how we think about the world. And ultimately there lies in that like a way that they can control the way that we're feeling. And then from there, they can turn around and really try to get us to consume, purchase, all these things, because we are just at the whim of the external world for our inner peace and happiness. And really, ultimately, it's unplugging from that, spending time within ourselves, really connecting deeply within for where true happiness and true freedom lies. So this concept of ahara, again, is what are we seeing? What are we listening to? How does that affect us? And can we really activate a conscious intention to unplug and to nourish ourselves in the way that we deeply, deeply know in our wisest, most highest self that we need, right? I have so many clients that are like, oh my God, I'm always like looking at my phone, or I just spend this like aimless time scrolling through social media. And at the end of it, do we actually feel good about ourselves? Do we feel relaxed? Are we ready for like the sweet dreams where we replenish our body and replenish our soul? So what are we ingesting? Can we be really intentional about what that information is doing to our nervous system, to our immune system, to our digestion, right? Everything is connected. We are holistic beings. We can't just take in something through our ears or our eyes and not think it has an effect on our entire well-being. So what are we looking at? When are we looking at it? How is that affecting our nervous system? For instance, clients say, I can't sleep at night. I have trouble falling asleep, or I wake up. So it's like we're looking at how are we preparing ourselves for bed? How are we creating this sacred routine to relax our systems after a big day? And so many people are watching a show or TV or looking at their phone, and they're very stimulated, and then they wonder why their system isn't ready for this deep sleep. So there's a time and place for plugging in, but on the balance of life, there's a time and place for unplugging. And really, we want to stay connected to the natural world. We want to stay connected to our autonomy and our sovereign beings that can navigate the stimulation and the impulses that all the advertisements and social media, they're all designed to have us locked in and plugged in, because there they can control our thoughts, the way we feel about ourselves, right? So can we activate a conscious intention to unplug, get our feet back on the earth, settle into our bodies, regulate our nervous system, and really be conscious about what we're ingesting and how to navigate this world in this very fast-paced, very digital world. So what are some good techniques to practice purifying our senses, right? So Ayurveda, obviously we're in love with oil. So we're like oil in the ears, oil in the eyes, oil in the nose, oil in the mouth. But definitely work with an Ayurvedic practitioner so you know what oils and how much and when and why. So that's really important. But that is this lubrication of the tissues and the purification through the herbs that are then being moved through those channels. So those are really important. But things that you can do at home and in your quiet time to really purify the senses are, number one, it's always going to be connect with nature. The natural world has created everything that we are. Like, I know that we have such beautiful advancements and we enjoy the comforts and the convenience of so many things, and the natural world is like, that's why we're here. That's why we're doing this beautiful, magical cycle of life, and the earth gives us everything from all the food to the beauty to the seasons to the cycles, and it's just such a powerful presence to just unplug and really sit with nature. If you live in a more populated area, there's a park, there's a tree, you can close your eyes and just feel the fresh air around you and feel the breeze. So yeah, always taking time every day to just feel the earth's presence, feel the vastness and the magic of it, and let that just really soothe your soul. And I love earthing my boy and I when we get home from daycare. You know, I've had a big day when he's gone and he's been playing, and so when we get home, we take at least 30 minutes to just sit and be on the earth together and let that regulate our systems before we go in and move into dinner time. So connecting with nature is such a beautiful practice. Pranayama, right? So controlled breathing techniques to help regulate the nervous system, reduce stress, and enhance mental clarity. So just simple techniques. You can even just close your eyes and just focus on your breath, because and really kind of having the same counts for the inhale, the pause, the exhale, the pause, right? So that's box breathing. And when we focus on the breath, it's a concentration practice, and it helps to regulate the nervous system, regulate the prana in the body, the ebb and the flow, the undulations. And then it also creates space in the thoughts, right? Because we have something to focus on. We're focusing on our breath, so we're not focusing on the millions of things that run through our minds. So that's really going to help slow you down and regulate the nervous system and help you really tune within, okay? So we're looking at the box breathing. So I like to do 4 counts. Inhale, pause for 4 counts, 4 counts. Exhale, and pause for 4 counts. Panchakarma. Panchakarma is something that I specialize and offer at my Sattva Wellness Center. And Panchakarma is purification of the body, mind, and spirit. And we definitely do, we purify the senses through these different oils and through calming the nervous system, through Shirodhara and through steam. So Panchakarma is a consecutive day retreat where you're coming in every day for Ayurvedic therapies. And this is this beautiful, beautiful journey of purification of the senses. Meditation and regular meditation practices always gives us this deep, beautiful dive into stillness, and it really helps us detach from the external influences and just rediscover that sweet, soft space that lies deep within us. It can calm the mind, enhances our focus, and really cultivates inner peace. So those are a few things that you can do to purify the senses, and really just when we bring attention and energy to what's influencing us, how do we feel? Do we want to feel different? And then how can we really shift that? We are so powerful, and we can really advocate for our own inner peace and autonomy to shift our nervous system and our consciousness into a deeper state of harmony. And that lies within you. The external world, fast, chaotic, there's always so much stimulation and aggravation, and we don't have control over that. That is spinning round at a fast pace and influencing us in ways that are, the agenda behind those influences are a whole nother subject, but they are big and they are powerful, and there's so much money and attention put into having us plugged in at all times. So unplug, reclaim your power within, connect to that inner peace, let that guide you, advocate for your health and well-being. You have the power within you to really slow down, unplug, reconnect, and thrive. Thank you for joining me here on Liberate Your Life podcast, episode 33. Unplugging, reconnecting, and thriving with Ayurvedic wisdom. I think we could all use that. I know that was definitely an amazing reminder for me to unplug and just be more and more mindful and intentional about how we spend our time, what's influencing that, and what are we ingesting, and what does that create in our system. So just sit with that, and again, thank you for joining me here. And you can connect with me on Instagram at Sattva Wellness Center, or head to my website. I do in-person and virtual sessions as well as Panchakarma in person here in Lake Tahoe at www.sattvawellness.com. Sattva is true essence, inner peace, harmony, and that is spelled Sattva. Thank you and namaste.